Good morning, guys. Welcome back to today's video. It is Wednesday, January 28th. We did not take a trade today. It was a interesting session. I think emotionally I went through a lot of I had to hold myself back from FOMOing. Yeah, let's go over it. I'm also kind of working on I'm toying around with the idea of having like a scoreboard that's like AI automated with my specific strategy. So I might run into this, but I think I have to learn how to I think I have to learn Python. I don't know if I want to learn how to code. But the AI checklist would be pretty good. Like it's pretty much just my Notion, right? Guided flow, but more integrated and more concrete. But if I do anything with that, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so from the top, bro, gold is pushing, man. Should have invested into gold, not just day traded. Fuck. We are nowhere near this 4-hour order block, so I'm just gonna mark it up, but it's not that important. Next thing I see is this 1-hour order block here. Again, I don't expect that we're gonna reach all the way down to here. So really all I have to work off of as a major area of confluence is this 1-hour liquidity grab here. I did look at the 15 to kind of see what we were looking at, and we were playing off of this order block right here. And we did grab some liquidity from the 15 as well. Now, the reason why I didn't like this setup is because I thought the higher time frame confluences were a little bit weak. We are kind of nearing the top of this distribution leg, and it did play out if you gave the trade a second chance. So I think you would have had to take an L first and then taken the dub. That's what most people did in the chat, or the people who did execute on it. It was basically just 15-minute liquidity, 15-minute order block. In terms of the entry time frame, we do already have multiple breaks to the upside, so if we're past 3, you do have to keep an eye out on the invalidation, which basically just means that if price has one break and it broke again, let's say for example this candle closed past here, the setup would have been invalidated. Technically we only had one break to the downside. This was a wick transfer, so this level right here actually ends up being valid. The first setup was this candle right here. This is where most people got in, but bro, like, look how like small these candles actually look, but that shit is like 180, you know, like big fucking movement. Definitely it would have been a 1 hour, or not 1 hour, 1 minute EMA. So EMA would have had to close past the EMA and PA level. Let's say you got in here, or let's say you got in exactly at the PA level with this retest. That's a pretty good, precise entry. Your stop loss would have had to be, at least for me, it has to be 85 to cover the structure here, and immediately gets freaking mollywopped and wiped out. The second entry is basically just the candle right over here, this big fucker right there. There was no way to get in on this trade. This 5-minute candle closed all the way up there. 1 minute closed up here, no retests. Like you could have done like you would have had to like really be reactive, which I think this 1 minute candle moved really quickly. Technically, yeah, I don't think a order limit is valid, but not really, because like the order limit would have had to be pretty much like underneath, right? So yeah, let me check the 30 seconds. I want to see how quickly that candle actually moved. So 30 seconds in, boom, like you would have had to get the breakout right here. Let's check 15 seconds. Yeah. So again, like I'm not on those time frames. I'm just on the 1 minute. So to me, there was no way to get in on this trade. Plus, it already reached a 1-to-1, so gotta let that shit go. Now the again, like I struggled with like I almost got in on this candle because I saw the whole chat. Everyone's getting excited. Everyone's getting in, but I didn't love this setup at all. We were working off of 15-minute as of a higher time frame confluence. I typically am a lot more comfortable on 4-hour confluences, or at least 1 hour. 1 hour is pretty solid. And considering that like it's FOMC day, we're kind of consolidating. There's a lot of low resistance liquidity here. I wanted to take a quality setup, as in I wanted to see a clear higher time frame confluence actually getting tapped into. So the only thing that was actually viable for me was this 1 hour liquidity. So I pretty much reassessed after that trade played out, or the trade that you couldn't get in on, and I said this 1 hour liquidity has to be grabbed minimum for me to actually even start looking again. There's an order block here on the 15, and there was a setup. We do have a break in our favor right here. So we're going with fresh breaks. Of course, all this liquidity was grabbed. So that means where's our PA level, right? This is our PA level right here. Up, down, right? I'm gonna get rid of this EMA. Now, why didn't I get in on this setup? Well, one, I locked myself out already because I was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with today. These candle movements are ginormous. It's gonna be a risky stop loss either way. Look at this candle, bro. This is a 630 tick candle, and 400 of it was in a minute. That's fucked. Again, just one giant liquidity grab, right? Now, I did kind of just post this in the chat as like for shits and giggles, like if you wanted to get in. Let's say you did 70, then it would have played out. But again, this doesn't make sense at all because this doesn't cover any type of structure. Now, technically, yes, it does cover this body, right? So that is structure. But if you're seeing a lot of wicks, right, it is like you should be covering those wicks to an extent, and this is like halfway through that wick, so that's like nothing. And again, like this doji itself is like it's like 150 ticks. So like really, I would have been more comfortable if my stop loss was at least down here, and there's no way I'm gonna execute with 130 ticks. That's like way too much. So again, I already locked myself out, but this was the setup, which was not a great setup simply because of the placement of the stop loss. And that's pretty much it. So we live to fight another day. We'll be back tomorrow. I have one more trade to go through before I blow this account or recover. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like today, today was a good day because again, I held myself back from getting in on this. I said I don't like where we are in terms of higher time frame confluences. I want to see a quality setup happen from here. And if that means missing out on this, then that's fine, right? But even this was like, you couldn't really get in on it. So yeah, like I remember I had an issue where it was like, sometimes I would only wait for things to happen, like, and it was like almost like too conservative or being too picky. And what really kind of pushed me through was like, okay, if you see something happening, then it's like you should execute. Right? It's just a numbers game. The strategy, the setup plays out or occurs quite often, more often than you think. And so if you just take it every time, then eventually the numbers will work itself out and you will be profitable. But I think now I have to find the balance between taking the setup and waiting for quality areas such as this, right? Like the 1 hour liquidity grab. I think it's just the matter of recognizing the condition that you're in, the market condition. Like, if we were trending, like clearly trending, not like sideways, then I think 15 would have been viable. Like I might have done it, right? Like if 15 was like, feels like this, right? Clear higher highs, higher lows, then yes, I probably would have gone in. But if it's moving sideways like this, and there's, you know, liquidity down here, I want to rely more so on the 1 hour. Yeah. But anyways, we will see you guys tomorrow.